bummer, my camera's not showing. Let's see. Can I get that to show up? Am I there? Hello? Okay, I think we're working now. All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining. John here, staff software engineer. I'm the lead maintainer of Latterly.io. It's an open source educational platform that helps you land your first or next programming role. And we are working on a transition into T3. T3 is a higher order framework. It's a wrapper around Next.js. It's also sometimes referred to as a boilerplate or a template. Just making sure that I can see all my chats. So there's TikTok. Yeah, and Twitter keeps changing my video title. Like, what's going on with this? I don't know what's up with my Twitter video title, y'all. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay, maybe it's because the title was too long and Twitter's just like not erroring. It's just like, no, it just kind of rejects the update. All right, anyway, so here's prod. We'll close that. I have localhost, I have cursor up. We're on a feature branch. I have the legacy Blitz app running in one terminal. That's on port 3001. And then I have T3 running on the other terminal. It'll be on port 3000. So let's take a look. So here's 3000. So this is the new app. And we recently fixed this drop down here. Okay, so that's working. So they look pretty similar, right? That's a good thing. In this, so hello from TRPC, we want to get rid of that. That's a difference. If you look over here, it's not over here. So we want to unify the authentication experience. That's what we're doing in this current stream, and it may not get resolved in the course of this stream. This could be, we'll find out. I guess I don't want to jinx myself, so to speak, but it could be a relatively difficult issue. So here I can click sign in and I can go sign in with Google. Welcome in, James. No, my Twitter title went reverted again. I don't know why that's happening. All right, I think I give up. I'll just so Twitter says that this is a session on anxiety management, and it's not. It's not, we're coding. That's okay, sorry y'all. So, there are two different login pages. So here's a login page. I could just bring this over and have the login page. That seems the most straightforward thing to do, and that will honor the legacy pattern. So here on the legacy site, if I click login, you see I get this UI. This is the legacy UI. And in the new site, there is the sign-in page, auth sign-in. And I think if I change this, I'll need to update Google settings. So maybe I should just update my Google settings, huh? Not that big of a deal. So let me, first of all, just try to sign in with Google. And then I will try to move it to the URL, which is /login as a second step. And then as a third step, I'll bring over this form, giving users both sign-in options. And the reason I'm slightly partial to this is because the button says login and the page says login. So it makes sense to me that the route would be login rather than sign in. That's not like a big deal, but that's kind of my knee-jerk reaction. Okay, so when I sign in, how will I be able to tell that it's working? I think I'll need to bring in one other page, like an authenticated page. Maybe like a settings page would make sense. So I'll sign in with this. Now it says sign out. Okay, so I signed in, nice. And then what about settings? So I'll bring over the settings page. I can bring over the community pages too. That should be, I hope, a quick win. So let's go Control P, blitz setting, page TSX. So this will be the legacy blitz app, right? And there are some queries involved. So each of these queries needs to be converted into TRPC. So I wanted to do settings and then the my profile, which is under community. That's going to have different queries, isn't it? Where is that page located? So in the legacy app, what stack are you using? We're going from blitz.js to the T3 stack. So if I browse all profiles, that's community. And then if I go into one, it's community, like a particular. Yeah, so it's under the community group, right? Community. Weird. I'm expecting to see a slug here, like the brackets, like the Next.js bracket syntax. Oh, maybe it's still under the pages router. Yeah, okay, that's weird. That's where it is. That'll be nice to move over because it's confusing that it's even over here. But this is going to have different queries, right? So get user query. That one is pretty simple to do. Okay, so I feel like we can go ahead and do this. So let me copy this community from source pages to the Laterally.io source app. And now I have a community folder. And besides the slugged, by the way, I'm going to do this a little differently. User ID on the folder name and make this a page.tsx. Move it into there. Okay, and then I'll also move over the base route. App, community, and this will have client community page. So these two, we'll copy these two. Okay. Cool. Quasar says, I'm currently developing a Blazor app with MongoDB. Kudos. Old account says, have you worked with Razor pages for C#? No, I don't prefer C#. Happy to get into the reasons for that, but basically there's more jobs with JavaScript and React. Entity framework use of Lambda expressions confuses me. I like regular SQL. Yeah, you don't need to worry about either of those. So I'll be using the ORM Prisma, which is very common in web development world. Both of these stacks, by the way, blitz.js and T3 stack are both using Prisma. MongoDB, I'm not crazy about it. I'm not crazy about it. First of all, it's proprietary unless they opened it. I feel like I heard they changed their license, but I still don't know if it's open. And it's not structured, right? It's not structured. Supabase is going to be much easier for you, I think. Briefly, can you tell us why you don't like C#? Yeah, I said that, right? It's the job count. It's the job count. So 23K plus jobs. It's not like there's no jobs, don't get me wrong. But there's going to be more, 41K plus jobs. And that's only looking for JavaScript. I haven't even looked for React, Angular, Vue, TypeScript, and more. And those are all going to be encapsulated under the path that Latterly recommends. So if you go to latterly.io, you can sign up for free. You're going to be able to access significantly more jobs if you go to this approach. Am I logged in? Yeah, I need to log in to see the checklist, but I'll show you this blog article, Building a Quality Portfolio, the Big 4 Projects. So these projects are basically the meat of what Latterly encourages you to do when it comes to learning to code. Then there's the job search, which is its own skill set, right? So you need to learn to code and then you need to land a job. It's like 2 big steps. Love Mongo made it easier to import our Couchbase data through JSON. Yeah, this is a really weird setup. Couchbase is like super niche. SQL is gonna, again, it's gonna give you access to more jobs. So if I look for SQL, really simple game to play here, y'all. Where are the jobs at? 58K plus, Mongo, 500 plus. It's not a 10x difference. It's like more than 100x difference. So I'm glad it works for you, but I would not be teaching people that. Is LeetCode required to learn for the positions you help people find? No, it's not required, but it is recommended. It is recommended. It's a significant benefit to you, but it's not required. It's essentially required in tier 1. If you want to work at like Google or Amazon or Facebook, it's essentially required there, but tier 2 and tier 3, it's optional. So the first blog article is Building a Quality Portfolio, and the second is the Latterly LeetCode Kata, which is my approach to teaching you LeetCode. So I do recommend that you learn LeetCode, and I recommend you learn it this way. It's going to be much easier to do it this way than going for like the NeetCode 150, for example, which is more than 10 times as many problems. So I think this is a really good approach. It's not required, but it will be a great investment on your time. And I think that's the right framing. Okay, so here is a legacy public profile. And then in the new site, the community browse all profiles, this will not be working. Good. So it's breaking on the blitz RPC, which is expected because that doesn't exist in T3, right? So let's go convert it now. So use paginated query. I'll comment that. And then get users is the one that I want to edit. Let's see, maybe cursor can help me with multi-file change. Here's client community page, and then let's go create. Can I find the composer? Enable composer. Ooh, is it not already enabled? I hope it doesn't try to make an app from scratch. That's not what I want to do. I mean, we can try it and just roll back if it messes things up, right? Edit, refactor, or add code. That's what I like to see. And here I want to add router. Here's the user router. Fine, but you need more than that. Root. Yeah, you need root. So this is the root router. Good. Okay, and so I'll say let's create a, is it going to be a new router? No, it should be able to use the existing router. Let's convert the client community page from a blitz.js architecture to use tRPC with the user router instead of the legacy use paginated query and get users logic. Claude 3 Sonnet, fine. Swag, since you have an econ background, have you checked out our political candidates' tax policies? I actually just did a 5-minute video on this on TikTok. The answer is that the market looks good. The market looks good. Q1, I'm expecting an increase in job count. Rum Enjoyer, what framework are you using? We're doing a migration from blitz.js to the T3 stack. Create T3 app. Okay, so here we're importing API, which I expect from React. Yeah, that seems fine because this is a client component. API get paginated users. Okay. Seems fine. I guess we'll accept all. But really I want to see these get paginated users. So here's the root. Get current user, get subscription level, and there should be a new get paginated users. Okay, it's a public procedure. Maybe it should be a private procedure. This is the base piece you use to build new queries and mutations. It does not guarantee that a user querying is authorized, but you can still access user session data if they are logged in. I don't know if I want this, right? What do you think, chat? By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, throw some likes on it, share it with someone else who may be interested. To do, should this be protected? All right. And this is paginated users, has more slice. The pagination looks good to me. And so this is the settings page. Yeah, let's just comment this whole thing for now. I'll come back. It's not saving for some reason. Okay. App community source app community client. That looks good. Let's comment this as well. I want to check out this home page here. All right, and so let's update this. So where's the large card? Do we have it? Yeah, we don't have it yet. So let's import the large card component. Here's the Blitz app, core components, large card. Oh, we already brought it over. See, laterally IO source app core components. Yeah. And then we don't use the community anymore. And so I need to have the, oh, it was gonna do it. So we're transitioning the metadata to using the Next.js pattern. Export const metadata title community, exactly, exactly. Thank you for the follow. Just checked out 2 of your vids, so it's safe to say it doesn't look like he will destroy our economy, how some say he will. That's fine in terms of the layman way of saying it. I would go slightly different. I would say, so here's what's risky. He will probably not harm the economy. That's actually hard to say. He's going to do worse than anyone else. That one is like, I don't see evidence that he would do worse than anyone else. That's how I would say it. I think I'm splitting hairs with you. But does that make sense? Particularly for software engineers. It's easier if you focus on software engineering rather than talking about the whole economy. Particularly for software engineers, as far as we can see today, it looks promising. It looks promising. That's what I would prefer to say. Oh, look at all the users we got. Okay, so this is kind of working. Fika, Next.js. Yes, correct. Now, these are all the users, which is not what we want to do. We want to do those users that have the public profile enabled. Okay, so let me close others. Prisma. Here's the Prisma schema. Have you ever tried Golang? Not really. I think I've spent maybe 8 hours using Golang in total. I think it's fine. I just don't have much use for it. Why are you running around down here? You should be in your room.
I want to ask you if I'm allowed to be out of my room.
No.
How many minutes left?
It's about 30 minutes.
30?
Yep.
Could I set a 30-minute timer?
Yeah, if you have a timer, sure.
I have a 30-minute timer.
Apple, nice to see a software engineer that isn't a over-the-top liberal. Thank you. I guess I'll take it. Is it true that a lot of offshore teams produce low-quality code? Yeah. I mean, yes. So, that's true. It's also just harder to communicate with them because a lot of these individuals, English is not their first language. And so literally communicating what you even want with them is difficult. And it's like a two-way street. It's not like it's their fault, right? Elliot on Twitch. Welcome, welcome. But yes, it is true that sort of the best engineers are going to be big tech engineers in the United States, you know, your FANG companies. And so compared to them, frankly, there's a lot of bad code in those code bases too. But on average, offshore team will just tend to be harder to read, less organized, less. Even some of the variable naming that I've seen, it's like you can tell that English is not their first language because the words that they pick as intuitive to them is like slightly abnormal usages on occasion. Elliot says, are you live stream another platform? Yes. We got Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and more. Yossi, what's your major language? Well, on my day job, I'm using Python 9 to 5. But this is all TypeScript. This is all TypeScript. And I would encourage you, if you're on the job market, instead of thinking, hey, what's this guy's main language? I would encourage you to think about what language is best for you. What language is best for you to get your first or next programming role? And for most people, the answer will be, unless you already know it, learn JavaScript and TypeScript. I learned Python kind of in the midst of learning TypeScript, but a slightly cleaner delineation will be after you learn TypeScript, then learn Python. And we're using TypeScript today. The code in front of us is the Prisma DSL. It's a domain-specific language. So I want to add this context to cursor. What do I want to do? I want to tell cursor this is not the right find many. So order by created at, we don't just want to find many users. So here's the get users query. And we'll be deleting this, but here you can see where has public profile enabled. Okay, so I'm going to control K. Let's see. I want to add more context. Then I guess I shouldn't do that. Control I. We want the user route. Good. And then I want to bring in this get users. Get users. Okay, and I will say update the TRPC query to get only users with a public profile enabled. And do not, and select only those properties as mentioned in the get users resolver.pipe expression in the legacy blitz JS query. Sorry for asking, but what's the difference between TS and JS? Types. The difference between JavaScript and TypeScript is types. Some disgusting B. I got a job off after college. We have a code base from 2011 and Python 2. Oof, that is rough, homie. That is rough. How long have you been there? You might just want to leave. I mean, it's up to you. Oh, did I just canceled it, didn't I? So let me control I. Okay, cool. Where has public profile enabled? That's good. Yeah, that looks good. I like this composer thing. That's nifty. Okay, so Matthew, look, it looks great. So we got Matthew, Paul, Daniel. Matthew, Paul, Daniel. Nice. Amanda, thank you so much for the follow. Some Disgusting Bee says 3 years now, the code base is really unstable. Did you get a promotion yet? So if you've been coding for 3 years, you should be able to get a promotion by now. So, you know, if you enjoy it, I'm not encouraging you to leave or anything like that. But if you're like, this is painful and like, I'm interested in landing a new role, shoot me a DM and we can see, like, if you have 3 years of experience, let's chat about it. You should be able to get promoted if you haven't been promoted already. This looks good. I want to commit this current location and then we can continue. Okay, so the benefit so far, we didn't really fix this settings page, but we want to stage this client community page and want to stage this source app community page TSX. Yup. And then not that one. And then what's the Zod for? What are we doing with? You gotta love Zod. You just gotta love Zod. A.A. Chaudhry, thank you for the likes. Ramon, thanks for the follow. Thank you so much for being here. I'll go ahead and stage it. I'll leave the to do in there. I think it's okay as a public procedure for now. All it's going to do is expose users that have public profile enabled. So I think that's fine. So this will be feat migrate community page. So we'll migrate that community page. Go ahead and push it. Let's go for this related page. I'm going to right click, close others, then click right back into it so that I get the single pane view in my IDE. That was the reason for doing that. Here I'll Control A, Control / to uncomment. And then I will, let's try the composer again. It seems to be working well. So I want to refactor this page. So here I want to add this page TSX, user ID / page TSX. Some of that text is getting really small for you to read, but it's this page basically. I'm starting my own company in the meantime. Cool. Yeah, that's a good way to go. To be honest, a big part of staying is experience. It looks good on my resume. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, cool. So what do I want to do? What I want to do is convert this from blitz.js query to TRPC. Let's just say convert the user ID / page.tsx page. Maybe I should say refactor. Refactor so that it uses TRPC instead of blitz.js queries. That'll be nice if that works. That's actually a low context prompt. Pretty straightforward instructions for humans, but often you need to give language models more than you would give a human, right? So we'll see how well this works out. So this says get user. It's going to look for a particular user. It's going to say where we input the ID. Good. It's going to find these particular properties. Do we need to filter where has public profile enabled? So I'm going to Control P, get user. It says to do migrate to TRPC. Let's delete these. We're going to delete these user queries. Need to provide permission. Really? Okay. Okay, so we deleted that folder. Blitz, Control P, blitz, user query. And I want to get a single user. And it is just where the ID. So it's regardless of if they have public profile enabled. Okay. This is interesting because you should not be able to view on the public profile page. If is own data or, yeah, okay, so you can see your own page. That's right. Let me add this as context. Here's the user router. Get user. If not user, yeah. So we need one more get user. Notice that a user can always view their own data, but other users can only view data for users with has public profile enabled in the legacy get user query, we must maintain this feature. Ethan, thank you for the follow. What are y'all up to today? Happy Sunday, by the way. Okay, so this looks good. So here's the legacy. Let's go. Am I on here, John? Oh, what's my password? I forgot. Really? That doesn't work? Got him. Nice. So here, in the legacy version, oh, that's the new one. Sorry, I got the ports mixed up. So this is the legacy version then, right? Oh, maybe not. Maybe there's some issue on the settings page. Okay, I'll check that out. So I can see my own profile. Browse all profiles. Oh yeah, but I don't know my own ID, do I? Default export is not a React component in page. So is this an issue in prod? No, it's not an issue in prod. Interesting. Did I change something? Well, that's not good. Logging out. Logging out from the settings page in prod shows when it should forward to the home page on settings if unauthenticated. Next. Oh, the next button doesn't work. Next. So I want to update my own settings so that my public profile, it's not working on either, right? Yeah, it's not working on either. I want to update my own settings so that my public profile is enabled, and then I can confirm that my page is working. All right, let's go back to prod. Has public profile, enable public profile. So we submit that, great. And now if I go to, by the way, I guess settings page should show my user ID. That would make sense. Okay, so I go to community, all profiles, and here's John. Cool. So number one, y'all. You heard it here first. All right, so this is working in prod. So now, yeah, and now it shows up locally here and it shows up locally here. Great. It's showing up in both. In the Blitz app, I'm getting to the page. In the T3 app, good, this is what I expect. This is where the new app, I need to fix this edge. User ID page. All right. Here's the Latterly page wrapper. And then this is the user profile page. Can I get some metadata? I guess I won't statically know the user ID, will I? Thank you for the likes. You're attempting to export metadata from a component marked with use client, which is disallowed. Okay, cool. So I'll break this up. What is client side over here anyway? Get user. We can just change this so that we get user this way. We're importing the API from React. What if we import the API from server? Here I will use the composer, okay? And I don't need all this stuff, I just need this one page. user ID page TSX. This is the current page. Let's get user on the server side rather than using trpc/react. Okay, we got TRPC server, that looks good. Export default async function. Okay, that makes sense. It's changing a lot here. Oh, because of the authorization wrapper. Okay. I want to check on the error. I don't like, yeah. It's a TRPC error. So let me add the user router. Let's type the error. Error in the try catch logic. Yeah, if the error is an instance of a TRPC error, that's much better. Cool, I think this looks good. It looks like a lot of stuff has changed, but actually most of it is just being indented. Okay. And now it seems to work. There's my public profile meta title. Felix, thank you for the follow. Okay, so this page looks good. Let's commit this. So what we have deleted unnecessary queries. We have added this public profile page. Yeah, so the main feature here is individual or like migrate public profiles. And cool, if we go for an unauthorized one, this profile is private, which is what we expect. Awesome. Settings page. Can we fix the settings page? All right, let's go for it. We can do it, chat. We'll get this one last one in. Settings page. right click, close others, Control A, Control slash. I'm going to say, let's go for the composer. It's working really well. It's working really well. Let's close these. And so I will add the TRPC root, and then I will add, oh, this is the blitz settings page. Control P, laterally IO settings. So we've not migrated the settings page yet. Okay. I want to copy this file and the get settings query. No, I don't want to copy that. I want to copy the file, the validators, I think it makes sense to, yeah, that's going to be in the settings form. That makes sense to migrate. Hey man, I have a question. Is it difficult to learn TypeScript? If you dive straight, Whites, thank you for the follow. If you dive straight into TypeScript, it's going to be difficult. But if you learn JavaScript, adding TypeScript on top is not difficult. You can do it in under a month. Thanks for the question. Thanks for being here. If you're enjoying the video, consider following, throwing some likes on the video. So here's the settings form. And then is the settings form used in the settings page? Yeah. Thanks for the follow. Here's the settings form wrapper. So we're going to want that schema as well. Okay, so really I want all this stuff. Really I want all this stuff. So I'm going to copy the whole settings directory. Then we go under the app, and I'm pasting the settings directory. The issue is that it's not going to work. So we can start with the settings form wrapper. I mean, let's try to update all of them. If this composer keeps crushing it, can I drag this over? Nice. That's awesome. Happy Henry, thank you for the heart. Michael, thank you for the follow. Great to see y'all here. By the way, I'm streaming to YouTube, Twitch, and more. If you're on TikTok, you can check out my bio, and there will be the YouTube video. And so all of my streams are saved on YouTube. There's a lot more over there if you want to check it out. Okay, we're changing up some of these imports. The cursor tab autofix is like crushing the game. It's not going to be able to fix this use mutation. Okay, so I want to add the settings form wrapper, and I want to add the page here and these two. So I can shift enter, and I will say update the legacy settings.page.tsx and related files to use the new TRPC pattern. Let's add one more, which is going to be the root TRPC router. Oh, so I can that's really convenient. At server API root. Yep. Happy Henry, I would love to check the videos out. Nice. So first, let's add the settings procedures to the user router. All right, let's see how far we got. I'm just going to accept them all and then guess and check on the UI. So here's an issue that I see. Can't resolve React final form. Previously I was using React hook form, I think. So here is app core component form. Oh no, I was using... Wow, okay. This is an issue in my core form component. What form package do I have here? Nothing, basically. Okay, so I will control I, and we will look at form TSX. This is the blitz app form. No, this is the laterally. Yep, you. And then my laterally IO package JSON. Awesome, it has fuzzy typing. Laterally IO package JSON. And I will say update. Oh, thank you for, what is that? Is that a yellow flag? Thank you so much. Shinra, thank you for the follow. Update form TSX. Let's see.
Dad, my mother's timer went off.
Okay, I'll be done in the next 5 minutes.
All right.
You can watch TV if you want to.
Could I play games? Because you said I'm going to be done with the games until nap time is over.
Wait till I come upstairs, please.
All right. I'll wait until you come upstairs before I play games.
I think I need to do a chat instead. Should I install React final form? Can I get rid of this context? Or can I update the form.tsx using existing libraries in my stack? Let me also include form TSX. This will be the laterally IO, and the root so that it knows that I'm using TRPC. So option 1, continue using React final form. I think this makes a lot of sense. 2, if you want to avoid it, you can use native form handling with React hooks. No, I don't want to write my own hooks. Okay, so let's install npm I React final form. Famous girl, thanks for the follow. WBW says TikTok. Yep. Yeah, I'm streaming over to TikTok as well. Yeah, you can watch TV with Sam. I'll be up in less than 5 minutes, okay?
Okay, bye.
So this is going to be the server endpoint, but we should import the React one, I think. TRPC post create. Yeah, this is not good. Post create. Is this VS Code? This is Cursor, which is an AI-driven fork of VS Code. So this will be chore install React final form. The schemas are good. This country dropdown is fine. The settings form looks good to me, I think. This is going to be update settings schema. Let's see. Yeah, and the on submit is externalized. That's going to have the API call, which will be contentious. So this will be feat settings settings form. Now here, this one I'm not sure about. This one I'm not sure about. So on submit is coming in generically. Why is it calling TRPC this way? It shouldn't be. Waleed says, what's this? What's the language of programming? This is TypeScript. So here we have validate that's built into Blitz itself. Curio, thanks for the follow. Bogdan, thank you for the follow. All right, so let's see, update settings schema, user settings schema. Yeah, this seems fine to me. This US dropdown. Okay, that's fine now. Settings form wrapper. Yeah, that doesn't seem to work. Okay. On error, let's push them to home. We'll get rid of this metadata. Okay, it's the settings page. That one's fine. That was not a good fix. Okay, cool. This is going to be the use client approach, but I think we can make this, use it on the server. Hey Giannis, this is not VS Code. This is Cursor, and I answered that question earlier. So this has get settings and update settings both. Good. Then this means I can delete these. So settings, TRPC API. Okay. All right, now the scope is narrowed down. And so there are problem in these three. Let's see if I can make this use server. Nope. All right, so I'll use the composer. We will update page TSX. That is the wrong page. That is the wrong page. Do you know how to code in Python, or anyone really need help with something? Yeah, I do. Feel free to join the Discord and you can drop your question. Link is in the bio and I'll check it out after the stream. Can I drag this over? Yes, I can. That's awesome. Can I drag this over? Yes, I can. That's awesome. Update the settings page, and I'll refer to it this way. Update the settings page so that it calls the TRPC API from TRPC server rather than TRPC React. And fix the settings form wrapper and update the form TSX file so that it does not call from the blitz framework. We are migrating away from blitz JS to T3 stack and TRPC. Let's see how it does. Some issue here. Oh, is that a circular dependency? Cannot find name, form error. Circular indeed, yeah. So change that. So this is like a cool shortcut if you want to import and export. Hey, TikTok genius. Yeah, this is cursor. This syntax on line 8, export from, is cool if you want to immediately re-export, but I don't want to immediately re-export. I also want to use it. So I'm going to import and then I will come down later. Let me go ahead and accept all these. I'll come down later and export form error. Cannot redeclare exported variable form. Okay. Export validate Zod schema. We can export that here as well. So we'll just export them as we go along. Then I will do this. Const must be initialized. Has it 10x your productivity? No, not 10x. It has improved it though, in some cases. Like this migration case has been the biggest win for Cursor that I've seen. Outside of this migration case, I have not gotten much value from it. Where's your Discord? Couldn't find. So if you go to my bio, you'll see this. And then if you go to laterally.io, it's on Laterally basically. It's under the community, under the Discord. TikTok Genius, for this migration case in particular, I would say it's improved productivity 20 to 40%. 20 to 40%, I think. Significant. All right, y'all, let me finish up this commit. That's going to do